guess there could be like a neat.
Boop.
Boom. So the prognosis I've heard from the first reviews is that this is a profound work. It looks good. Can I look at it?
Yeah.
It's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah.
Boom,
I'm
boom.
excited.
So Profound Good is releasing
February 5th.
which is
Next week, I think?
well,
Tuesday?
technically though the video is releasing on February.
Oh
5th.
no, so that's today.
It's actually releasing today because you won't see this.
Time dilation.
So check out this part. Even in this comparatively minor situation, praying for someone I hardly knew. If you want to finish that sentence. So, Profound Good, the follow-up to The Veil.
Yes.
Now, is it a direct sequel? Is it just kind of related, continuing the thought pattern?
This is going to sound way more intellectually than I want it to, but this is just my process. Is like it is a sequel in the thought process to The Veil. And like I've said before, the Veil is a lot about my personal journey, my personal story. And this is mostly personal stories in the same way. But the goal is a little bit different. The goal of The Veil was to introduce the gift of seeing in the spirit to people, and to just start to invite people in to. I'm gonna turn my phone off.
Was it you or me?
That was me.
Okay, mine was going off too.
Hey guys, my jazz shoes got delivered to my house.
I got a message, and the last one said, ignore that. So I'll just put it back in my pocket.
Already done. My children are tapped. That's why the jazz shoes come to my house.
Okay, I just thought, I don't know. I thought you wanted some jazzy looking shoes.
I wouldn't mind jazzy shoes.
You and April are going to hit the town.
Maybe.
It's Super Bowl week.
It is. I know. I'm going to hide in my house because it's Super Bowl week.
Do you ever have people ask you questions like, who's going to win the Super Bowl? Has that actually happened?
I don't know if I want to share this story or not. We were watching the Super Bowl when Atlanta was in it. And obviously rooting for Atlanta, and if you guys remember that, they were pretty well up at the half, and all my friends were high-fiving and cheering. And I just had this little feeling pop up, and someone said something akin to like, "Oh, it's basically a closed deal now."
Yeah.
And I said something akin to, "Until they come back in the fourth and crush us." And that kind of happened, and everyone got really mad at me.
Were they like, oh no, that was Blake saying that? Or were they like, oh yeah, right?
They said, Blake, be quiet.
Yeah.
And then that happened. So
here's the conundrum of being prophetic. Like, I just try to watch my games without listening to the Spirit. Because I've found that when I do, deep down, like, you kind of, I'm not saying you prophesy the games or anything like that, or you place bets. I had a slight feeling during the game too. Mm-hmm. Was it Jesus saying, "Hey, you're about to get your dreams dashed"? I wanted to prophesy they're gonna win because it's good for the city.
Sure.
Deep down, I had a feeling like
yeah.
And so I've learned to kind of just almost ignore it.
Yeah, this gets into fun. This gets into a whole thing, but that's one of the reasons, like at the School of Ministry, where we teach, like when we teach about the prophetic, we teach like, hey, don't be really cautious about like prophesying babies. Don't prophesy who's going to marry whom and things like that. Not because God isn't saying those things or God doesn't have opinions about those things, but because when there are areas that you're really emotionally invested in, the chance of you making a mistake is much higher.
It is,
and the chance of a negative effect is much higher. And so now, not to hurt anyone's feelings, but I'm not a huge sports guy. I enjoy sports, but I'm not really invested, big time. And so for something like that, it's really easy for me to get an impression or feeling. And again, I'm not as emotionally invested, so I can just kind of, sometimes I'm right, sometimes I'm wrong, of course. But I think that for me has been a big effect. Like even with like what gender my own children are going to be before we find out, or stuff like that.
If you're emotionally invested in something, it's going to bend what you're hearing towards the desires of your heart.
Totally.
And God's all about the desires of your heart. He put them there in the first place. However, you begin to walk a fine line when you're looking at something you love and you begin to want that to happen, versus seeing ahead and getting a grid for the bigger picture of what is actually going to happen. When I used to watch, I like soccer more now. I used to really be into football and different types of sports, but it's a really good analogy. Because how many people pray more during a sports game than they do all year or during a week? Not knocking you, but hey, let's take some of that exuberance and like spread it out or multiply it. But all right, let's shift back gears.
Yeah.
So, Profound Good, it's your second book.
It's my second book. Took me 6 years to write it, but I made it.
But you're going to be rapid fire after this. You have already...
I am contractually required to be rapid fire.
There you go. A couple of train cars coming down. They're already attached to the train. They just won't be open for service after this comes out. So where can they find the book?
So it's available on Amazon, Books A Million, Barnes & Noble, just basically wherever books are sold. So it's out and about everywhere. Kindle just finished recording the audio version, so that should be out at the same time as the rest of the book. Nice. It's available on audible.com as well as on CD on Amazon. I know that.
So it's going to be available digitally. It's going to be available paperback, hardback?
Not a hardback, just paperback.
Okay. It's going to be available digitally.
Not that fancy yet.
Let's try this again. Paperback, and if you want to listen to it on Audible. So you got 3 different ways. There's no excuse not to. In fact, I'm going to put Blake on the spot and say, if you have read The Veil, what I want you to do is comment below. Tell me your favorite part about The Veil, and then you gotta like, subscribe, and share this video. If you do all of that, I will send you a signed copy of Profound Good. What that one giveaway? Will one giveaway work?
I'll give you one.
We'll give away one, and it'll just be random if you get a whole bunch of that. Hey, and if you don't win, just go buy it anyways. I know you're big Blake fans out there, so.
Yeah, I feel good about it. It's a good book.
All right, Blake, thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing about your book and hanging out with us today. Yeah. Anything you want to say?
Yeah, no, I'm excited to have an opportunity to share. I think the gift of seeing the Spirit, it's really interesting time for how that gift is just being released to more and more people. And I'm very excited because when I put The Veil out, there was really only a couple other books that were really talking about this at all. And now there's quite a few, which is great. There's a lot of people writing about it, and it just makes me excited because it feels like it's something that the Lord is just that we're discovering the Lord is always intended to release to His people. And so that's something that's exciting for me because it's something that I've just always believed is that this is something that is available to every Christian, that is just an invitation to know God more.
Yeah, and I think by presenting Seeing in the Spirit the way that you did in The Veil, I think it pulled this gift out of the shadows. 20 years ago or 30 years ago, if someone was a prophet, it was like, oh, wow. But now the prophetic gift and giving prophetic words is more normal. But then it's like, oh, wow, that guy sees in the Spirit. And so I think what you're doing is not really demystifying it. It is a mystical experience, but you're making the mystical apprehendable.
That's part of my goal.
And that's a profound thing to do. So thank you. The preceding video is brought to you by Bethlehem School of Supernatural Ministerium.
Yes.
That might help get an influx in students.
Maybe.
I just cannot stop those profound jokes.
They're
quite prolific. So you got electronic. You've got. Wait, not electronic. Is that it?
Well, digital for sure.
You have it available. That's the word I was looking for.